But in order for this to be brought into a way where it's delivered according to how they deliver value to the business goals, they need to be prioritized. And this is where prioritization of those initiatives come into play. And this is selecting the right projects to form portfolios. There could be more than one portfolio. So there could be a portfolio within marketing to deliver a strategic objective for marketing. There could be one within product that will deliver a certain objective for product. But in any case, the projects that fall under those portfolios need to be prioritized in order to support the strategy. And in order to maximize value delivery, there needs to be an approval process or prioritization process that the organization would have to work through in order to have a common view of what value is, in order to use a scoring model. So this is one of the ways in which projects can be prioritized. And this is one that I have personally used. So having a weighting system where we have all the projects and based on the values of the organization. So we set out the goals of the organization. What do we want to do? Do we want to increase customer retention, or is it mobile retention, or is it expanding our market share, or anything like that? And then set goals around that. These would be the common values through which everyone would be agreed and signed up to, after which we'll kind of weight these against each strategic objective within each area. And then the tool, we will use a tool. Most of what I've used is Excel. There are tools out there that just automates this process. So we normally do it the painful way, using Excel as a spreadsheet. It should just use it as a scoring model. And we'll use this as a value scoring model, which includes the criteria in the model and the weight of importance for each criterion. And the way of assessing the low, we'll assess it into like a low, medium, or high score for each criterion in the model. The first one we'll go through is just defining the scoring criteria. Like I said, is setting up the goals for each of the values that you want to measure against. And this is a way of identifying and defining it within the model, and can include intangible or qualitative factors such as the degree of the strategic accomplishment or customer impact or organizational benefits. And then we will set this criteria into like a strategic model where the portfolio management is focused on executing these, but also measuring the strategic alignment as part of the scoring model. And this would be included in the strategic objectives based on the goals that were achieved, that were identified. Examples of that is having a criteria for the financial, so everything profit-oriented, financial benefits, return on investment, payback, earnings, and everything that has to do with kind of that achieving that financial objective, and looking at risk as well. So including how much risk are we exposing ourselves to in carrying out this project or taking out this project? Is it a high risk project where we can't determine the results of it, or is it a really safe bet where we know we're sure we would be able to achieve it based on the skills that are available within the organization to be able to deliver it? And then we'll prioritize these in a weighting system. So the most valued proposal would have the highest rating or weighting, and then the lowest one would have the lowest. And these are being categorized in like a model where for each project we'll go through with the team that is responsible, or the area of the business that's responsible, to go through this weighting system. And at the end of it, there will be a score that's generated at the end, which we would then use to be able to present back to senior leadership to make a call as to whether that's a viable initiative to be able to do. But this hasn't always been the case. And in terms of getting all these projects and aligning all of these, and we'll have the highest ranking to the lowest ranking projects, these are the projects that would be born out of the strategic objectives, but there would be ongoing projects as well. So we'll continuously reprioritize the ongoing projects as well, just to be able to align it with the strategy. And in most cases, some projects are stopped or some projects are just put on hold because either there's no value in continuing them, or there's higher priority projects that need to be accomplished before we get back into those projects. But all of this needs to be communicated with the teams that are involved in delivering these projects.